No, it's definitely. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Game Time Discussions. I'm Emery Cuzzy, Cameron Selby, and we're going to do another live Best Ball Mania draft. A couple of them actually today, of course, but we're going to start, I think, on the underdog side. That's the at least plan for now. Let me get everything situated. But if you're in the chat, say what's up. We're happy that y'all are here and hanging out with us. Um, First time we've actually going to have a lot of things to talk about with how everything's going on. Hi, Taylor.
Yeah,
Steiger was first.
Going forward, it's actual news. We're not just speculating anymore. Training camp start this week. Rookies are reporting for a couple teams. I think tomorrow, and then basically by the 23rd, every single team will be at camp. Exciting in itself. Finally getting some, actual details about some competitions for important positions and some of the stands that we have. Guys like Kamani Vidal and Audric Estime. It'll be important to see how they should shake out and look and running with the ones and all that good stuff.
Right.
Two biggest pieces of news this week: Jordan Addison arrested for a DUI. It's a second arrest, or not arrest, but driving related incident over the last year. And there is a precedent of a 3-game suspension for DUIs, and that doesn't mean that something has to be charged or anything. They can suspend whenever they want to, and
Right.
it doesn't even have to be a settled case. What's done is done, and it could be a late season suspension or what have you. So there's a little bit of risk with him, but fortunately, in our case, we've been kind of fading him more so that we just kind of have a preference with some of the guys he's going around in those drafts, and then just the lack of interest of double stacking or even stacking Minnesota for that matter. And then the other one today, Brandon Ayuk requests a trade. Whether that happens or not, who knows? But it's going to make a couple guys go jump up and down based on ADP, and it would have a lot of impact for what have you. I saw a couple of drafts I did today post that news he fell into the 3rd round, and he's been going mid-second all season long, essentially. So, and then, Debo and George Kittle obviously impacts them quite a lot. CMC can't really rise from one.
Right, for sure. Yeah, get a little bit more.
But yeah,
maybe,
so
right.
just a couple of that. And then also in addition to Brandon Ayuk, Ricky Pearsall, not in football injury list. That doesn't mean anything long-term, but just at the present moment, he won't be attending camp.
Right.
So it's just kind of a wait and see. He would probably be the biggest riser of anybody in terms of ADP should Ayuk move on.
Right. And then so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the underdog, the fast puppy. 200,000 to first place. That's what we plan to get, of course. 1 million in prizes. Underdog's trying to put out more with bigger contests, which is good because they run through their contests so fast. So luckily they put something out that hopefully is good. But we're gonna start it up. You will be entering into that'll be good. But yeah, so with this, it's a 20-second turnaround per pick. So depending on where we get it's a little bit faster than the normal draft, basically.
Yeah, that's the same time length that we did last week. And it went by pretty fast. It's like a 40-ish minute draft, which is fun. It's a lot easier to crank out some as the time goes on. So, and then they fill really fast. Obviously, we just entered and we're in a lobby already.
Yeah, and we're in the 12th
Sounds
spot,
like we're
which
probably 12th.
I cannot see it. It's so annoying.
All right, well,
underdog, you got to fix that, guys. But they have like a pop out, but I can't show the pop out. I guess I could. I guess I could share the pop out instead. But yeah, otherwise you can't see the 12th spot, which is very odd to me. But we're gonna get going. 30 seconds to start. 12th spot. We've actually drafted the 12th spot a lot in this room.
Yeah, it's been a pretty common thing, but it's interesting because it's kind of all over the place with what people are doing now at the end of the first round. We were getting that a ton and you would get a variation of Garrett Wilson and Jahmyr Gibbs or Marvin Harrison Jr. or AJ Brown or Puka if they fell to 11 or 12. But now I've seen a couple of instances where Gibbs is falling to the mid-second or Marvin Harrison Jr. is falling to the mid-second. And those are guys that we like and target and are more interested if they fall. But based on ADP, if people are just auto drafting, Justin Jefferson going 2.
Wow.
We're
Okay.
we're we're off
Cool.
and running. Um,
That's a fun one. I haven't
which
seen that actually. I don't think I've
no,
seen Justin Jefferson at 2. I mean, he was, pretty amazing a couple years ago, guys. I get it, but we're CeeDee Lamb's about to fall to 4. So
God, and oh,
so unfortunate for us.
crazy. Anyways, but and then Justin Jefferson, another similar name,
And he's gonna auto
could
draft him.
be impacted by Jordan Addison news. He's somebody that we haven't gotten a ton of this offseason, but it's mainly just because of uncertainty at quarterback and just preference going a CD, a Tyreek Hill, a Jamar Chase, on Monra, at least on DK. I think if we were doing a half PPR ranking, we'd probably have JJ over Amon Ra.
Right.
But they're really close. It just kind of depends because it's just difficult. It's really easy to stack all those other options, and it's really hard to just have a confident stack with Justin Jefferson out the
Right.
gate.
So we're coming up here in a second. Nick asks, "Where's y'all's ideal team for Ayuk?" The ideal team, if you're talking about fantasy, is in San Francisco. All the teams that he's kind of looking at going to that have been talked about, none of those teams are going to make him a better fantasy option. There's a reason he's falling into the 3rd round because those teams make him a worse option.
So yeah, I actually saw that. We said that before we even came on air. Like, what would your reaction be if he did move to a Washington or a Pittsburgh or somewhere along those lines? And my thought would be his ADP is probably going to go down.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make me more confident. You want to just go out the gate double?
Why not?
Yeah,
And
you like both of them.
yeah, let's shoot for maybe Kyler or something. I think it'd be fun.
It's fine with me. Yeah, Garrett Wilson is very talented. We just have not seen great quarterback play, but there's no guarantee just because Aaron Rodgers is back that it will happen.
Exactly.
But targets will go his way no matter what. It just
Right.
depends on how valuable those targets are.
Good to see you, Big Douglas. Big Douglas is here.
But yeah, so just continuing my thought real quick. Like I said, if he goes to a Washington, that doesn't make me feel better about taking him at the middle 2nd round or even at the 2-3 turn. I think he would still need to fall, and I'm not sure if he would. A Pittsburgh, if he goes and it's George Pickens and Brandon Ayuk, it doesn't make me comfortable with either one at their
Right.
current ADPs, and I don't anticipate either really falling. So
Yeah.
it's really uncomfortable unless he went to, and it's not going to happen, but like a Dallas where there's a huge void at a wide receiver 2 in a high volume offense. Like, that's not really something that's going to, tickle my fancy, so to speak.
Right.
But as a reaction,
there it is right there. That was what I was going to
yeah.
say is Deebo Samuel is going to go a little bit higher. If we think that Ayuk is gone, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Ricky Pearsall, all those guys are going to have higher ADPs.
One of the most interesting things, kind of jumping back, I know we're going back and forth on news, but Jordan Addison, his DUI, there's a precedent for 3-game suspension, and there's not really much of a precedent of you get a slap on the wrist,
Right.
based on those issues coming out. Especially, it would be horrible PR if a teammate passes away, unfortunately, from a drunk driver. Less than a week later, that same team has a star player get arrested for DUI, and then they just do nothing about it. That would be really bad message to send. But what's interesting is that, like I said, precedent for a 3-game suspension, no more, no less. It's 3 games for a first offense. And we see Rashee Rice dealing with multiple criminal charges for stuff. And who knows if that'll start week 1, but he's going to be suspended, and it's probably going to be for more than what Jordan Addison is. And yet they're getting more and more separate. And Rice's ADP is rising into the 5th round. And Jordan Addison is falling into this late 7th, early 8th.
Early 8th.
And I just don't get it at all right now. I think people are just reaching because Patrick Mahomes is going in a weird range where you can't really stack Kelsey with Mahomes unless you take both of them really early. And they're trying to reach for a Kansas City piece.
Right.
But I mean, Marquise Brown's there, Xavier Worthy's there. And yet Rashee Rice, who we're not even convinced can be a wide receiver 1 on his own team, is just in a complete unknown with target competition, and he's just going as a wide receiver 3. It doesn't make any sense at all. If he was going at the 100 range where Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney were going last year, I wouldn't really even be comfortable there either. So
No, yeah, it's weird. I don't really get it either, but we've talked about Rasheed Rice on the channel a lot and why we're off of him, and it's just a weird thing that's going on. Let's see what happens. We're up next. Sam Laporta, Josh Allen's on the board. Zay Flowers, George Pickens, Travis Kelsey, Amari Cooper.
What are your thoughts?
I was thinking going Zay
Let's go Zay.
and
We'll figure it out.
Josh get the
You think Josh
four
as well?
400 upside. But how do
Hmm.
you get what
It's gonna be hard to stack.
stack do you get there? He
What if we
Curtis
went?
Samuel's at the 100.
What if we went one of our running backs? Is Etienne or Pacheco there?
Yeah, ETN and Pacheco are there.
Would you be interested in one of them?
Yeah. Which one?
You pick.
All right, let's do Isaiah Pacheco. I haven't got much of him.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Um,
he's one of the safest bets, in my opinion, to be a high end running back two or even running back one because he has no competition for really much of a workload. We saw last year with Jared McKinnon was just like a reserve,
yeah,
and then he went down, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire stepped in, and there was really nothing. And Pacheco just kind of stayed at a consistent 15 to 17 a game and never really hit a 25 pointer, but he was always just 80 yards and a touchdown every week.
yep. Jaden Reed just went at the 38. I
I'm
have not
glad.
seen anything like that. That is really early.
I mean, I saw one today where Josh Jacobs went at the 9th overall pick, and I'm based on the rest of his draft, I'm pretty sure it was an accident, but who
It's
knows?
possible. You
It,
could,
it could
yeah,
be
we've done it. We did the
it's a
Tua.
20-second clock, so
Yeah,
mistakes can be made if you don't queue, or if you queue just one guy that's way down. We've made a mistake with Tua before.
yeah,
Doing that, it happens, but it's just like, how are you going to respond? And I don't know what the rest of his team looks like, but if it is a throwaway draft, I'm glad he's pretty close to us.
right. Yeah, I mean he's the 11. So let's see what his other players were. Considering I have to slowly scroll up. Sam Laporta, Jameer Gibbs, and Drake London. So it seems normal. He might have just accidentally did that. It's possible. One thing I want to say about since we are jumping to Brandon Ayuk, he with him, we had a lot of issues with him coming into the season last year. And everybody kind of forgets that because he had a good season and like he was the number one receiver on the team. Even knowing I think Debo is probably a different type of productive, not really that type of receiver, but it's like we're just forgetting that we had those reservations with Brandon Ayuk last year. So he's been really good for San Francisco. I have the numbers here. You have the numbers there.
Yeah, so back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons last year, career high 1,342 yards. A lot of that, in large part, he's really been pretty durable. He's only missed one game, and I'm pretty sure it was a rest game, if I remember correctly, because they were locked in at the one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure that is. Don't quote me on that. But regardless, my concern with him is just there's a difference between 105 targets that's actually not a great number for a wide receiver one, but also getting important touches like um, red zone looks and um, or an abundance of targets. And really, he just kind of falls behind everybody else in terms of touchdowns. So I don't ever see him being a double digit touchdown threat.
Right.
And when you're going in the second round, you need that. That's why we're kind of off on a DJ Moore because he's never really been a 10 touchdown guy. He's been more 4 to 6.
Right.
And now you have a Keenan Allen 140 target a game or
Right.
a season
Right.
guy coming in and a first round receiver. And you're expecting me to take him confidently as a wide receiver too? We don't really see that.
Yeah, and I was gonna say like if DJ Moore, I think he should be around the late 40s, early 50s,
Mhm.
which is more reasonable. Um, but I get the upside. It is best ball. That's the upside thing that you play. But at the same time, I don't think it makes that much sense in his case. I did just see a the bully tight end, which is just going to make our life a little bit
So
harder to find tight end.
yeah, it is.
Kincaid's gone, so that's all five of the big five. One
All right,
team has
looks like we're
both
on
of
the
them.
clock. Let's go back.
James Cook, Chris Godwin, Kyle Pitts, probably one of
Kyle
them.
Pitts is going to be one of our. You can cue him.
Yeah, they give us some time.
Very interesting. Chris Godwin, we've talked about that we like a lot.
Hmm.
Are you interested in going that route, or do you want to do a second running back since we didn't really get a quote unquote hero?
Should be an interesting build if we
Um,
have two running backs, huh?
I mean,
I
I actually did.
I'm down.
I actually did a Pacheco and Cook build today just because I haven't really gotten much of either, but I
Mhm.
like both of their situations a lot. It's just mostly when we drafted in the 5th round, we've been going receiver or tight end or
Right.
even quarterback. And so he's just kind of been left alone. And Pacheco, we've been just getting a ton of ETN or hoping that a Kyron Williams will fall when he was dealing with his minor ailment. And
Right.
we
Yeah.
just haven't really got a
I
ton
get
of shares,
this.
but both of them, not much at all competition for targets. Both of them were really good last year. They just didn't have a ton of boom.
Right. Exactly.
But they're both very safe. And in a half PPR league, which is what this is, probably more important to kind of get a stronger running back room than just kind of punting with a
Well,
hero style.
especially if you're in a weird situation, like right there, we weren't necessarily comfortable going anywhere else other than, of course, Kyle Pitts, but we had to pick twice. So why not get a second running back that you can be more comfortable with than trying to just say, let me get my fourth tight end and work on my running backs next time, because we are, at the 84 or 85, which isn't a bad spot for RB2, but
I,
it's much better with James Cook on our team.
I don't know if it'll work out, but I know exactly what I want to do at the next turn. But to answer Steig's question,
I know one of them.
when you say bully tight end, what do you mean by that? Essentially, that means that two of the top 6 or 7 options you're taking early,
Yeah.
like a Kelsey and Laporta or Andrews or Kincaid and Kittle. You're just double stacking tight end to essentially keep tight ends away from other teams. And that is the one strategy that has never really been an optimal strategy in this type of league, especially on an underdog where it's half PPR. It's way less
Yeah.
important.
Tight ends are worse on underdog than they are on DraftKings.
Yeah, like I forget the percentages, but
I wish I had
we
them in front of me.
we saw a video where essentially it's like, hey, the flex position, how more likely is it going to be a receiver than a running back or even a tight end?
Right.
And it's basically 50-50 receiver running back and like 3% tight end. It's really nothing at all as like an optimal build.
Yeah.
Okay, of course, on a week to week basis, you'll have 2 tight ends in a flex because both go off, or if you have a backup and he scores twice and one scores once. We'll continue in a second. We're up next.
They're flying.
Yeah, they just breeze by. All right.
Jameson. It's all running backs. But I think I want. No, is he gone? He's gone.
Who are you looking for, Kyler?
Kyler.
Yeah.
What was your plan?
I was hoping that Jake Ferguson would fall and we could get Dak and Jake.
Let's see.
But
So
Jake went also. So, because of how it fell to us.
10 seconds.
Ramondre.
Yeah,
Don't
or
feel great.
Zamir. I mean, yeah, we have to go again.
No, I know.
Quarterback wise,
We have to either go receiver or quarterback here. So which in terms of a secondary option between Dak and Joe Burrow would you prefer?
well, I think Dak's probably the one that I would rather go with.
Okay. That's fine. I mean, we've been getting a ton of Dallas late
Yeah,
options.
exactly. That's why I was thinking that.
Really, from here, it's only Chase Brown and Jermaine Burton.
Right,
left,
for Cincinnati. That's why I was thinking Dak, because I think you have just more options.
You have Cooks if you want him. You have Zeke. You have Jalen Tolbert,
Rico.
Rico. We haven't really gotten a ton of him, but just thinking of options. And I guess Tech Moss was there also at the time. But anyways, yeah. So essentially, flex having a consistent flex being a double tight end every week doesn't really work out that often. And that's why we just kind of avoid that strategy. That doesn't mean to say that you shouldn't, if you get a Kelsey, don't get a solid backup. Like there's still guys like Jake Ferguson, Brock Bowers, David Njoku, Dallas Goddard, Dalton Schultz,
all kinds of good.
Even
Cole
Freiermuth
Kmet.
and Cole Kmet are in there as well, to where you can get a really solid backup.
I think Luke Musgrave is the end of that tier.
Yeah, that's really the end of the tier.
Guy.
Is what we've talked about. That if you want a 2 tight end build, getting at least 2 before Luke Musgrave is probably most ideal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like if you get one of the top 5, you don't need another one of the top 5. Like you're basically betting against yourself. Like you should be building a line like I'm getting the most upside from every single player.
Right.
And so if I get Kelsey and I also get Dalton Kincaid, that's essentially hedging your own bet of this guy's going to be tight end 1, because if this guy's tight end 2, well, you could have used that same thing as a in a 3 wide receiver roster. You could have used that as a wide receiver 3. You
Exactly.
can't really put that anywhere but your flex position, so it just kind of makes your build really limited.
So I was just kind of looking at the what's coming up, of course. Njoku just went. That's what I was thinking. We have a week 7 bye at quarterback, and then none of our players actually have the same bye. So that's good. So we can kind of that's makes us very flexible going into these later rounds. He just auto drafted Josh Palmer. Sad
Yeah, we're
day.
probably gonna need to at least get one receiver here. That was exactly the guy that I was thinking about.
Brandon Cooks.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get that stack. Um,
Honestly, if you wanted to, because we could probably wait a while since we went 3 legit starting running backs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Go back to back here.
Yes. So going, did Cooks go? No, he didn't. Okay, good. So going Cooks and maybe Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
Because like we talked about his boom upside, if you prefer somebody like Romeo Dobbs or Jacoby Myers, fine with that. We're just throwing darts to kind of get more depth at the position.
And then one.
Yeah,
so that's crazy.
He's actually, like I said, like I've talked about him today. He's actually 10 spots higher on Underdog than he is on DraftKings, which he's, sure, I guess he's not really one of the yak guys that would warrant that kind of difference. But like I said, we've talked about Curtis Samuel. We actually sent a tweet out today that he's reunited with Joe Brady, who was his former offensive coordinator when he was in Carolina for 1 year in 2020. Week 7 to 17, I believe he was wide receiver 12 overall. And I guarantee you, whatever pick his ADP was, he way exceeded that. And right now, it's a wide open receiving room. Like, a lot of people are trying to convince you Khalil Shakir is that guy. I don't know if he is, but I know
He's
that
never
Curtis
been
Samuel is
that
more
guy.
talented. And then Keon Coleman, he's kind of one that hasn't really put up a ton of numbers based on his, talent.
Right. Absolutely.
And so it's just kind of one of those things where you're in an offense and you could be a number 1 or even number 2 with the number 1 overall QB.
Yep.
And it's just like, there's so many vacated targets. I'll take him. We've mostly been taking the most in that offensive Dalton Kincaid, but we're not trying to force that every single time, because even though we love Dalton Kincaid, we still like Kyle Pitts a lot. We like Mark Andrews a lot. We like Trey McBride a lot. And then obviously Sam Laporta and Kelsey, if they were to fall to us, because they're going a little higher than our liking right now. But all those guys are great. And then it just kind of gets really awkward if you're looking for receivers in the 8th round, because that's basically where all the running backs are. So that's why we've emphasized the importance of building receiver room early and getting at least 4 in the first 8 rounds, ideally 5, but it just kind of depends. If you went elite tight end and elite quarterback, that kind of is a good alternative, which we've done at times as well.
Yeah, I think that this particular draft we didn't actually follow a strategy necessarily, because we kind of were all over the place being derailed. We didn't get our tight end in the 5th round type of thing and stuff like that, but we didn't follow like we're more of like a best player available build right now.
Well, the tough thing about it is just because, and I told you this before we got on Underdog especially, quarterbacks are really starting to jump up.
Right.
And we saw that with Kyler Murray. I don't know if whoever took him stacked with Trey McBride, but I saw a lot of quarterbacks over the last day or two that have been doing drafts, and they really haven't been stacking a ton or forcing stacks. They've just kind of, I need a quarterback, click. And so it's forced myself to do that a lot, which is kind of frustrating. But at the end of the day, we just kind of got to make do with what you can.
So if we wanted to go running back, wide receiver, Josh Downs, Jalen Polk, not very pretty.
Yeah, really ugly. So who's the best tight end available? That's a pretty, either of them I'm fine with as a
Schultz is the guy I'd pick.
That's fine.
And
to me, we need another running back. Chase Brown, we like.
Yeah, I was thinking.
But
Chase
at the same time, we like Kamani a lot, and he won't be available when we come around.
Yeah.
So it's up to you, but we definitely need to pick one of those two with this pick.
I was gonna say Chase Brown,
Okay.
just because I'm gonna pray. I don't think it'll happen. There's no way, actually.
I
Where would we
mean,
be?
yeah, I doubt it. Let's be so pessimistic that it actually works.
Yeah, right.
But if he ended up falling, I doubt that we would really need
We would only
a
need,
six
yeah,
running
we
back.
only need
We would
five
need a
running
five
backs.
in
Yeah,
this term, which would be cool.
because we do need more tight ends, or one more tight end, and we have one quarterback at this point. So
Yeah,
adding those positions will be important. Let's see who's still here. There's Jermaine Burton, so he'll
Demario
be gone.
Douglas. Give us two Patriots though. Jermaine Burton, like I mentioned. Um, we've taken stabs at all these guys: Darnell
Quentin,
Mooney, Quentin Johnson,
I haven't
Jahan
gotten any
Dotson.
Ricky Pearsall really,
No,
but
and I still
he's
don't
gonna
want to.
grow. He's gonna go way up. So
Yeah, he'll go way up probably by round. He's not even practicing, and he just went 138. Like,
oh, he just went. There we go.
yeah. So, and then also another one that we forgot to mention about kind of recent news is Nick Chubb had a viral video about him squatting
Yeah,
an absurd amount of weight, and really that doesn't tell us anything about his ability to take a 20 touch workload like we know he can. Um, we still think that there's a good chance that he will miss time, and if he doesn't, he's going to be extremely limited.
yeah,
But now I saw him go like 120 again, and now he's starting to go a little bit back over Jerome Ford, and people are starting to drop forward a little bit because it's just like, oh, don't want to play with you anymore. And it's just like I'm still kind of in the same mentality. If you wanted to actually double both, if you were at a end of a round and you needed running back depth, taking both of them, a la HN and Mostert last year, kind of in a similar range, like
right.
completely fine with that. They're a really good line. Only thing is that they have a really tough schedule. Could be trailing a lot. Don't know if that would benefit Chubb, but it could benefit Ford. But we've seen even when Chubb was healthy, Kareem Hunt being an RB2 based on just getting goal line touches
Yeah, it's stealing
and stuff. And
touchdowns.
Nick Chubb would get tackled at the 2, and then Kareem Hunt would come in and say, my touchdown.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, yes, Tiger, we both love Chubb. Thanks, Jason. I appreciate that. I hadn't seen that yet. That was nice. Um, but yeah, Nick Chubb, we hope he gets back to full health. Like that's what we want for all these players, especially for a guy that he I had we had big text arguments between different people about who was the better back, Kareem Hunt or Nick Chubb, like way back when.
mhm.
So I know that that's even something that's pressing because he is such a good player. I don't know how old he is.
I think he's 28.
28.
Let me see.
So it's about that time where he starts to,
Right.
yeah.
I mean, he was kind of in a similar class, I think, to is he 2018? Did he come in with Baker, or was it the year before?
I think it was the year before. I don't know why I think that, but
Let's
yeah.
see.
Wow. Holy hell.
No, it was with Baker. So
Was it?
yeah, that
Okay.
was a hell of a
That was a nice
1-2
class.
punch. But yeah, so it would be
Wow.
his age 28 season.
Cameron.
What happened? He fell. Ooh,
Okay.
all right,
Thanks, guys.
sweet.
We appreciate that. And then
Let's go.
and then Quentin Johnston also fell. So thanks.
But I don't know. We might have to go through quarterback build if we did that. I don't
I
know.
mean,
I mean,
I could
I
stack
hate
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers,
Rodgers.
but we have Garrett Wilson.
It's either Aaron.
What do you want to do?
Ooh, it's
Cue him, but
probably Aaron Rodgers.
okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
it is. That's okay. That's okay. If
Are you
Devontae gets
fine?
there, I'm even
Yeah.
more comfortable with that,
Oh
I guess.
yeah. I mean, with Aaron Rodgers, he's pretty low on our rankings, especially compared to consensus. Do you still view that as fine being a 2 quarterback room, or do you think we need to go 3?
I think it's okay if
Because we really can
I'm
be done at
comfortable
running.
with.
We can really be done at running back,
Yeah,
and maybe one more if we just really loved a rookie. We've been taking a ton of those late, but really just kind of load up on this receiving room at the end because it's kind of weaker.
yeah, we have our receiving core is the weakest right now, so maybe that's where we go. And then if we have, well, let's see, maybe Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields has been kind of going undrafted for the most part. I've
Okay.
taken some of him in the recent ones where I've said that quarterbacks just kind of getting bumped up a little bit. I've had to take somebody like him or a Bryce Young that I'm uncomfortable with, but especially in underdogs, he's more than available at those ranges.
Right. And that's another thing is like, getting guys with high upside at the end of the draft. We keep talking about that. Well, if you want to talk about high upside, you better put Justin Fields in that, because if he's playing and he's starting in an Arthur Smith weird offense, I'll take it, rushing upside is always there. Doesn't make him necessarily great at football, guys.
Yeah, I
It's a
mean,
difference between
we have him
fantasy and
as
football,
QB
but
23, even though he's not even probably going to start week 1, and the reason is because if he goes into the game, Will Levis and Bryce Young are probably, as a ceiling, going to be getting you 17. But if Justin Fields is starting, he will be having a floor of 20 or 19, probably pessimistically, just because of his rushing upside. And he goes into a more inclined offense for him, per se. But yeah, I mean, if on a weekly basis, if Justin Fields is starting, guys like Deshaun, Kirk, Stafford, Baker, Aaron Rodgers, like he's more so in the Jordan Love, Anthony Richardson range. Like,
right.
are you really that confident with Anthony Richardson over Justin Fields if both of them are starting that week to score more points than the other? Not really. So,
And
I
you
mean,
get
at least I'm not. I could be in the minority on that. I know a lot of people are high on
both
Anthony
of them,
Richardson this year. I
both of
mean,
those guys.
he has the most hype I've ever seen for just a true 2 game sample size. And to me, it's just like I need to see more. And on top of that, I hate all of the options to stack. Other like Michael Pittman, I'm fine with it, but he's going early third round,
Mhm.
middle third round. I don't love that. And then after that, it's AD Mitchell, who's never really had a huge fantasy success, and then Josh Downs just got pushed down. There's no tight end relevant, and then Jonathan Taylor's not really a PPR back. So, what are you squinting at?
Trying to see through this nice light that I have here.
All right.
I think we need a wide receiver.
So fill
So
the double stack with Malachi Corley,
perfect
and then let's see what other things we
positions.
can do.
K. Dot and Marvin Mims, Isaiah Likely,
Not against it.
Braylon, Khalil Herbert. I don't know that I need for no reason, right? What do you think? 8 seconds.
Let's go with likely. I
Okay.
don't know why, but
Feeling good about it.
it's upside. If he
Well, Mark Andrews been
he's
injured.
really a top 3 option in terms of a pass catcher in that offense. Apologies to Rashad Bateman, but it's Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, then Isaiah Likely, and it just kind of depends on 2 receiver set or 2 tight end sets. Can he be a consistent 4 to 5 targets a game? And then if Andrews goes down, obviously we saw top five upside
Right.
when he's not on the field. So he's going in the 16th round. If you take Andrews at all, which we like, every single time take Isaiah Likely,
Okay.
please.
Absolutely. No, I completely agree. Sorry. Taylor just called Steiger a clown. I don't know what he said. Do you think the Cowboys are trade candidates for a running back midseason? Dallas sports media seems to think so, similar to the Cooper trade at the deadline.
As I think that there's no chance just because who's going to be available. I know a notable name that I like that could help would be Khalil Herbert, but that would be early season. I don't think that would be mid-season. But you wouldn't give up a lot. But Jerry's kind of stubborn with, making significant moves to a
Right.
roster. But yeah, I don't know I don't know if I would put stock in any of those rumors, but Dallas certainly needs one. So
Audric Estime is gone.
okay, that's fine. We probably weren't gonna take him anyways.
Well, I was just saying
Now,
that
but again,
Rojo was the one I was looking for.
guys that which I think Ray Davis is gone at this point.
He is, yeah.
But Clyde Edwards-Helaire doubling with Pacheco. He's really their only backup unless you're gonna believe in a rugby player. That could be one last. Oh, he just went.
Wow.
Well, good job, Turnstill. You listened to me. But I mean, I would never draft him that high for any reason.
No.
But if you had Pacheco, cool. But he's actually going in the 20th round in DraftKings, which is more than fine with me. But 16th,
That's
no,
that
we didn't see
that's
any
pretty high.
we didn't see any role with him. I see Roshan Johnson still having a role. We've talked about that. No matter what, if Swift or even Herbert are both still there and healthy, he'll still get 5-6 touches a game, and then only can go up. I don't see CH really having 5 touch a game upside more than that if Pacheco is healthy.
Right. No, I agree. We're about to come up, I think. So Justin Fields is here.
Okay.
I'm gonna start. Don't let me mess that up. Running back wise,
Um,
Damian Pierce is probably the best.
Pierce is probably the only one that I would take. Otherwise, I would just do a 5 running back bill, which I'm fine with. And then Tolbert is another name that came to mind just because we have a Dak stack, and we didn't really get his 2 best options.
Yeah, and he's down here. Javon Baker, Tyler Boyd. Okay, what do you want to do? You want to get him for sure?
Yeah, Tolbert for sure. And then
You want? I would probably.
Let's go with Justin Fields.
Goodbye, Damian Pierce.
I mean, I feel great about our running back room.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that, for only having 5, like, I am not that worried about,
And
having
when you have
starters.
18 rounds, there's like 5 to 7. Like it's a pretty wide range for running backs. You always need 6 to 8 for receiver, and then running back you can get away with 5, especially if you go a couple early on, which we did.
Yeah, because there's one less spot,
2 less spots.
Well, one less ability to roster versus wide receivers on underdog. It's 2 mandatory running back spots and then 1 flex spot.
Yeah.
So
yeah, okay, I got you. That wasn't computing, but
I see.
It was logical. Sorry,
You're good.
I didn't have my pre-stream Celsius, and it's kind of hit
Oh,
me right
is
now.
that what it is?
Yeah,
I got you.
This probably is.
Some sweet tea will do it. It'll fix you up.
It's ice water right now.
Dawson Knox. Juwan Johnson, Dawson Knox, Tyler Boyd. We're just finding tight ends.
That's why I think you should get 2 strong.
So you don't have to reach on the guys down here.
So you don't have to just guess and check. And
Damian Pierce goes.
It's just uncomfortable. 3 quarterbacks is wild, and in a lot of situations in an 18 round.
I mean, we went 3 quarterbacks and 3 tight ends, which is something that's less heard of.
Yeah.
But we were comfortable with our running back room, so we were like, okay. And it wasn't like we reached on any of them. So.
I would have preferred to have 2 receivers at the very end, but really Tolbert was the only one that was catching my eye.
Yeah. I mean, Rondo Moore, these guys.
I mean, yeah.
Just kind of hoping, I think, at that point.
We've already gotten a bunch of more. Zay Jones, really? He's actually fallen.
Zay?
Yeah. I mean, when he signed with the Cardinals, he and Michael Wilson went right next to each other, and we were kind of still preferring Wilson, but it's kind of interesting that nothing's happened and he's just fallen 2 rounds.
Let's see.
All right. So, yeah, we'll do a recap of our team, and then we'll get out of here. We'll go over to DraftKings and do
We'll figure out what that is. $3, maybe a $3. So Dak, we put Jalen Tolbert and Brandon Cooks on, and then Aaron Rodgers, we got Malachi Corley and Garrett Wilson, and then Justin Fields is playing for upside, all upside. Isaiah Pacheco, James Cook, Ramondre, Chase Brown, and Kamani. Isaiah Pacheco and James Cook are both guys in our top 12. Ramondre's a guy that we get in that running back range where everybody gets running backs. We get him a lot. Chase Brown is a guy that we're thinking could become the number 1 in Cincinnati. And then Kamani Vidal is someone that is, just clicked on every time we are in here. And then talking about these guys, you get, the first 3 are all guys that, first 4 rounders in Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, and Zay Flowers. Brandon Cooks later on for the stack. Rashid Shaheed for the big plays. Malachi Corley, who I brought up to you the other day, was a guy that might also be someone similar to Rashid Shaheed. And then Jalen Tolbert to stack. And then we went with 3 tight ends. Kyle Pitts as our number 1, Dalton Schultz, and then we got the upside with Isaiah
Kyle
Likely.
Pitts better be starting week 14, or this was just worthless.
Yeah, for sure. Let me stop
It was
sharing.
okay.
Yeah, give it a B.
I'd say B minus. Yeah,
Okay.
because we didn't get the major options for Dak, which was tough. But also, there's not really a ton of week 15 through 17 correlation there either.
Right.
And that's something that I've really started to try to force and implement in recent drafts, just because there's so many good matchups. Like we talked about Dallas, Philly, Rams, and Cardinals, and I think Chiefs, Texans.
Yes. Yeah. That's
and
Miami. Who's Miami?
Detroit, San Francisco.
Yeah.
Is the other one.
Miami's got a big game that last week, I think. I can't think of who it is. Let me look. I have it right here. Miami plays Cleveland.
Well, I mean,
I
anticipate them.
I thought it was a bigger matchup.
I anticipate it being a cold weather, rough night game. If it stays as the Sunday night game, which I don't think Cleveland will be bad enough to where it would out. But there are so many options. I mean, I think the Dallas and Philly is going to be forced to stay at the 3:00 for Fox. But I could see Arizona Rams or a Jets Bills.
Right.
Ravens Texans. I don't know why I said Chiefs, because Ravens. I'm sorry. The Chiefs and the Texans play the week prior, but they're all kind of facing one another late.
Right.
But yeah, so many options, and we didn't really correlate it all in the final week, which annoyed me a little bit. But we'll do better on this draft.
Which
is that for that 5 max $4 still there? Yeah, it is.
5 max $4. This one?
That's what we've done before. It's since we have option, and
we only have one $3 left. So
yeah, exactly. So we're trying to milk it a little bit, because I think it's only 60% filled.
Yeah.
So I don't think that there's really going to be a ton of $3 left. Might be a couple.
With the second one in, so it's going to take us a second to get in.
If you want to join, it's the $4 contest, 5 max.
Yeah, you have time. This one fills up a lot slower, so if you want to get in here, you're more than welcome. I can look up the name for everybody. It is the Best Ball 50K 4th down, the second one. $5 max. I don't know. Let's see what the details are. That's the draft details. Contest details. Take me away. Okay.
I think it was 10K to first, if I believe, because this was a smaller contest.
Yeah, it's not going to show me because I can't scroll down.
I hate DraftKings and their website.
Yeah, it's hard to navigate.
Man.
Big clock, son of a gun. I was hoping it would give me some money. I wanted to see the monies. That's rules and scoring. I don't see money, and it won't let me scroll down. That's all it's got. Okay, well, if we win it, we'll just make some good money. Yeah, show it. Yeah, look it up,
because their app is
probably easier anyways.
Better. Oh, I can't look at it because I've maxed out. It's okay. It's okay. I'm pretty sure it's $10,000, and we'll have a party on that when we win.
It'll be fun. Let's see. 9 are in here. So is anybody in here with us? Let's see. Let me check it out. Oh, DK upgraded this site. Yes.
It is shitty.
Are you getting in this draft with us, Steiger? Anybody else want to get in this draft with us? Come on.
Pressure.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're
deposit funds.
Yeah.
We're here. That's the point, guys.
Totally.
And have fun doing it.
All good, Steig. We'll have plenty of opportunities. There's less than until our friend fantasy draft. Basically, until the season starts.
Yeah.
So we got about 6 more weeks of live streams with that, and then we'll be kind of pivoting a little to predictions and all the fun contests and stuff that we'll think about. We're kind of trying to plan out how we want August to go, and stuff like that. But if you guys have any ideas or anything, or we can do as a group, or please let us know, and we are open to suggestions. This is our guinea pig year.
Oh yeah, we have big plans, but we can't necessarily like. Truly, we wish we had 3 more months of time to be able to fit everything in.
Right.
We need more days because we're running out of days. And also, we have, of course, actual things going on in our lives. So those days are just kind of poof, and that's not good because then we just miss out on those.
Right.
Um, but we have a lot of stuff coming up. We're going to start talking about, fantasy redraft fantasy stuff where, so you can talk a little bit more about your friend leagues. Cam, actually, I think you texted me earlier about them not updating the ADPs yet.
Yeah, the ADPs are really bad.
So we'll get to a point, in the next coming month that the ADPs will adjust because everybody's actually drafting and actually trying to get their teams ready to go. And then we'll be able to, you know, we'll be able to talk about those things. Right now, it's DraftKings and Underdog because people are putting money into it.
Sleeper's a little better, but it takes a while for me to manually update the rankings. So I don't want to do it half-assed, so to speak. So we're going to wait another week.
Steiger put the period outside the quotation marks.
I thought I taught you this lesson.
Hold on, I got
earlier,
it.
chump.
Hold on. Let me get it. Friend. Sorry, I'm a slow typer when it's sideways. Got this. Oh my goodness. Phone, work with me.
All right. Ooh, okay. We can do a fifth pick.
Sweet. Hopefully we get CD Lamb to fall to us.
I mean, we'll see.
Because I was crazy in that last draft. Thank God for DraftKings being so much easier to use. Shows all 12 people, all kinds of cool stuff. They really thought this one through. What is the fifth? Raw. And
Basically,
then
Amon Ra.
20.
I've seen some Chase fall. Basically, it's going to be Amon Ra, Jefferson, or Chase. We're going to get not at least, but one of those three likely. And then if any of the four before them jump or three before them fall, then they're probably in the pool as well. But we just don't see Tyreek, CD, or Christian McCaffrey going outside the top four.
Right. Yeah, and that's going to be something, like if you're going to get a guy that falls from, the number 1 spot to like the 3 spot, your team is going to be very different. So if that does happen, we take those guys even if we're kind of like, oh, I think this other guy's better, because if you get the upside of that guy and then you have this team with the ownership not going to be similar based on where you're drafting, that will make your whole team different and give you a chance to win a bunch of money. So that's why you do it. So hopefully, I'm always okay with one of the, CMC or CD falling to us. Doesn't happen that
It'll
often.
be interesting with all the stories and stuff we talked about, Ayuk, Addison, the effects of the San Fran players, and then even Nick Chubb. I've done a lot more underdog of late because that fast puppy opened and it's really quick to just pump out drafts on my downtime. So with DraftKings, since they have a 20 max with the $3, 5 max with the $4, it's really like I got to do a $20 draft to do one. And I'm not that rich yet. So we're working on it though.
That's the plan.
That's the plan.
I want to have the ability to do a $20 150 max one day, and just be like, I'm gonna spend $3,000.
Well,
like,
the first year we did this, they had a $5 150 max, and I maxed it.
Right.
And that was the year that I won the 2K. I wish they brought that back, but they just turned the $20 into it because they just want you to spend money. And Muck Lovin has probably done his 150 by now.
I bet he has, and he just has an even spread of everybody.
Yeah. Probably our 3 favorite players off the board.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have Tyreek right above Chase, but I actually probably prefer Jamar. I just prefer that with the stack.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's easier when you talk about DraftKings because you get him stacked with, Joe, and I'd rather have him and Joe than I'd have Tyreek. And
all right, so Monra or Justin?
Monra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in a PPR league, we just think he's just one of the safest picks in the entire first round.
14 dome games. I keep talking about it. It's just it means something playing in the dome. No weather is the weather's not going to make his games different. Like he's 14 of them. It's
I
pretty easy.
I am looking forward to the point, which I don't know if it'll ever happen, but you might see a random where there's some sabotagers at the back end, but Jameer Gibbs is starting to fall into early middle second round. Like being able to do a double of Amon Ra and Jameer
That would
is
be
like
crazy.
something that I would really look forward to. Bijan falling to 9, that doesn't happen when I'm at the ninth pick.
Right? AJ Brown going at the 7. I will say, so for later, for everybody that's watching that needs a little think about this a little bit. Detroit plays Buffalo, Chicago, and San Francisco in their last 3 weeks.
We're
Two
getting
really big games,
Mhm.
and then of course Chicago, who we think is going to be a playoff team. So all three of the teams that they're playing in the last 3 weeks are all
And
playoff
even if
teams.
they're not, Chicago last year, just as an example,
It's a
like they were dominating the game and had a collapse for Detroit to win, and then they won the next one like 3 weeks later.
right.
So, like they're always competitive those two games, and then again, San Fran, that's a rematch and it could be for the number one seed. That late in the year, that is a Monday night game, so that is the last game to determine the millionaire for
That would
all
be
these contests.
pretty
So
cool.
if you have Detroit and San Fran players, that's probably a good sign if you're in the finals.
That'd be really cool. I if Ayuka's there at the 3-5,
So yeah,
would
no
think about it.
no real reaches so far. I mean, the exact ADPs of the top 12 go in the top 12. Harrison goes right after that. Taylor goes right after that. That's pretty kind of standard. I'd assume London would be coming shortly. Nico goes. He's been going pretty early. So, but again, Jameer Gibbs is starting to, fall. In this instance, he went to 12.
Yeah, that's
Is what it
actually I think
is.
his ADP, so
Yeah,
that's not bad. JT is actually behind Saquon on DraftKings, so he's
yeah.
still behind him.
It's
I think.
flipped
Yeah,
on underdog.
right.
But I think it's really hard to pick between both of those guys. Honestly,
Who's Philly playing? Considering
Philly plays Dallas the last week.
Pittsburgh, Washington, Dallas.
Okay, which we've gotten some Pittsburgh, not really a ton of Washington.
Did not matter. Damn it. All right. There
Let's
goes
see what
Drake
we got.
London. Devontae Adams.
Devontae, the newest New York Jet.
No.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, we have to.
I don't like anybody else
Yeah,
except for Kyron. But
it's fine.
we'll just, we'll just get some more shares of Devontae. The Raiders do not have very many big games at the end of the year, but they do get to beat up on, New England and Denver, and then they have Tampa Bay, which should be a good game.
And
So
and the thing is, even though those are all teams that we expect to a ton of Mike Evans. We like Chris Godwin a lot. Rashad White is fine. We probably haven't gotten a ton of him. And then,
Cortland
yeah, Cortland
Sutton.
Sutton's like one of the better valued wide receiver ones. Javonte Williams, even if you don't like him, Audric Estime as the RB2, not Jaleel McLaughlin.
Yeah. And then
And then Troy
for
Franklin as well.
yeah, exactly. And then for New England, we have a ton of Ramondre. I mean, we drafted him in the last round draft. They also have Demario Douglas, guy that we get late. So you can kind of get there with the Las Vegas Week 17 stuff, but it's not as sexy as like Amon Ra playing for Detroit.
It's interesting that team at the 1-4 didn't go Jalen Waddle and they reached on Cup a little bit. It's like if you're going to reach on somebody, you might as well
And the same bye week.
do that double. They're the same buy. I saw this team
And
earlier
then
today.
DJ Moore.
That's crazy. Yeah. Again, please show me a team when CMC gets picked at the 101 and just show a strong roster because I still have yet to see a team that I'm just like, oh, they're gonna go pretty far. I still haven't seen it just because of the way that people draft. I mean, there's guys available, even though receivers are going kind of early in this one. I just don't understand it.
Ayuk, Devo,
Darn
Devontae. What happened? Oh, Kyron. Damn it.
Kyron going. But yeah, so
He just had
yeah,
to.
IU going to 3-2, so he's probably going to fall on the back end of the 2-3 turn now. But Debo is still there. Devontae Smith is still there. We have the option to get one of them if you want. Might be a
Yes,
little.
I do. I want Debo versus Detroit in the Week 17 game. How about
Speak
that?
into existence. I
Let's
love
do
it.
it.
But yeah, so what I was going to mention before our pick was coming up, I saw a team do a double Miami and then do like a triple stack of Kansas City, and it's like they're all week 6 bye.
Wow,
It's good in theory, but
it
you're
sounds
gonna you're
sounds
gonna have
nice.
some rough time. And I don't even remember if he ended up taking Tua. He probably did, but I hope you did more things other than that because it's kind of
Yeah, you need
short-sighted
all of a
build.
sudden you need eight to nine receivers, and you have all of your investment early in
Hmm.
receivers, so that doesn't
So,
really help. Um,
but
let's
yeah,
see, let's
nothing
see.
too crazy so far. I mean, other than
ETN's a little early,
a couple of receivers swapping spots at the 2-3 turn. Debo was able to fall to us. You saw in the first draft that we did, he was in the middle of the second,
yeah.
and then Devontae fell into the middle of the third. Well, we got both of them. We're probably good on, you know, receiver for a little
Receiver,
bit. It'll be interesting.
you know what?
Probably going to have a single of Jared Goff on the horizon if we want it. There's opportunity to
Purdy,
get Kittle to do a double if you want.
yeah.
Um,
Well, then we're really hoping for this roster that Brandon Ayuk gets traded. That
I
would
mean,
be
even if he's not, like both of them have 10 plus touchdown upside and
right.
weekly stuff.
But
So,
even still, like if he is gone, all of a sudden it's like this team, is just crazy.
mhm.
Uh,
Well, the good news for the opponents, and I guess somewhat bad news for us, is I don't really just straight up hate any team
yeah,
other than, if I was the 1-on-1, I would do something different. But we got a ton of Kyren, and his receivers are going to probably suck unless he just bangs out 4 in a row.
the pair of week sixes is weird to me. I guess.
Yeah.
Um,
Like bye weeks is an overrated thing in a redraft league, in your buddies league, but in this kind of thing, you don't want to just kind of overkill
right.
on certain
Um,
ones.
I let's see what happens. Josh Jacobs.
What were you thinking?
Dang it. That was what I was thinking.
Okay,
Hmm.
I have an idea.
All right, tell me
I don't
before
know
I
if
run
he'll
out of
fall
time.
to us, but Lamar and a
Mark
Mark
Andrews.
Andrews
That's what I was
as an
thinking.
idea because again, Trey McBride and Kincaid, you can anticipate that they both go in between us, but there only needs to be 2 other teams to pass on Mark Andrews.
Right. Let's do it.
Just an idea,
Yeah, let's go for it. We'll just hope and pray.
and then we could do the double with or not double, but um, our second stack would be Brock and Goff kind of going in the same range, so targeting round 9 as our QB2.
Right. And by week 9. Um,
Yeah,
possibly. Yeah, these three don't have the same buy, which is good. I always love stacking my quarterback with my tight end. Like it just makes me feel good because
that's why I
then
was really hoping Trey McBride off the board. Let's see if we can have some Andrew fall. The second pick goes receivers off the bat, like all of them, where they're going.
who said what is the 16-1? I'll take a week 6 buy. Do you
I think
know?
he's inferring like in a redraft, just taking the 0 points on that week and then winning every other week.
I see.
And look, unless somebody does something silly, it looks like it'll work out.
Please don't be silly.
I mean, why would you? I mean, they stack
Could have got
Mahomes and
both of
Kelsey,
them.
and we got both of them if it doesn't work out. So, and we love ourselves some Dalton Kincaid in the 5th, but
Andrews is
don't forget about some Mark Andrews because he's really
Who did they
talented as
pick?
well.
Joe Mixon.
Interesting.
Okay.
So we're going true 0 RB.
Yep.
We're gonna go heavy, probably hoping that somebody like Kamara can fall to us in the 6, 7 turn.
What is I guess.
But his ADP has actually risen to I think around 62 in DK for good reason. He's a PPR back.
So
Last year, very inefficient.
yeah, we need him
There's
to
the
fall
first stupid
5.
guy.
Nice. Thanks,
There's
bud.
the first
You're
one.
gonna screw everybody else. I appreciate you because we already have our
And we already
quarterback.
got
So
our
we're fine.
and our tight end if somebody wants to be
This
silly with that.
this guy got Jalen Hurts with these
I
two,
like it.
but it was out of order. Of course, you could have got it at the say the 10 or something, but it still happened. You get the better third
Right.
round pick, I guess, but you almost got the triple stack of
Hmm.
Eagles. That
I
would be
mean,
pretty
he's
cool.
going true NFC East build because his other two receivers, Neighbors and McLaurin,
Hmm.
um, don't. Again, we've talked about how we don't really love Neighbors in the third round. Just really hard to get to.
Let's see. Baltimore's week 15 through 17 is the Giants, Pittsburgh, and the Texans. So we're probably not going to see very many of those players because all of the Texans are basically gone at this point.
And also, like week 14 bye is the same with Baltimore. So
Hmm.
really, if we're thinking about our backup tight end, that's not an option for us either. Um, Kyler
Kyler,
going a little
yeah,
early, but that's the
Anthony
order that I
Richardson,
would draft him in. If
and he's going late versus his ADP, but
right,
yeah,
yeah, it's more
James
reasonable.
Cook
And
made it to the 6-3.
where did Pittman went right before, so that
Yeah.
guy's probably upset.
Hmm.
But again, he probably should have gone Richardson, and then on the back end, Reed or um, Hopkins,
Right.
all
Yeah.
all these other guys would have been available for his what did he that was the Bijan team. So yeah, I hate where they've gone since their start.
Yeah. They just got lucky that one player fell to them so far.
There
Oh, so
Kamara
close.
goes.
James Cook, Kamara, those are the
That was pretty
two.
late
James
for
Cook would
Cook.
have been awesome. That would have been crazy though. There's no way. No
All right,
way
let's go
that
back to the board and
happens.
see what else.
Go look at some run.
Yeah, we're gonna need him. Kenneth
Kenneth Walker,
Walker.
perfect. I love that
Yeah,
pick.
gonna have to do him, and then just kind of see how the board
Dak,
falls from there. That's lower, but again, quarterbacks, like I said, getting pushed up and up. Their ADPs were kind of lower than what we saw, anyways. Like, there's to me, we don't get Josh Allen going in the fourth round. So if he does, take him every time.
right.
And then all these other guys that are talented around him as well.
About that pick.
Yeah, we'll see. Around.
We don't know before. Bold move. Looks like. Let's see. Team has three running backs, no tight ends, no quarterbacks. Team has no tight ends. Anything weird? Do we see anything weird? I
Other
mean,
than the double quarterback, there hasn't been anything crazy. I don't love the way that the Bijan team
two double
built.
quarterbacks,
Well, now Dak, yes.
and still in the NFC East.
Wow. I bet you dollars to donuts they're gonna try to get Jake Ferguson.
Well, I'm not going to take him, so they
Yeah,
can
he's
have him.
probably a little our guy. Interested in receiver here.
Seven Ingram. Oh
Christian
yeah.
Watson as an idea. If we're talking, yeah, and then Burrow, look at the 7-1.
But
Interesting.
stack him with
No one.
nobody. What
No
is
one.
that?
Yeah, I don't
T
know.
Higgins.
But yeah,
That
like I
team
said,
is mad that Burrow's not there,
yeah,
and
the
this team.
Chase team.
Yeah,
But again, why go Rashee Rice at the 6'10" when
absolutely.
he would be available,
DeAndre.
or somebody that we prefer is actually available there? But either way, Burrow was a reach at that point. Fine with Zamir White if you want it, or I don't want two Raiders. Never mind. Ramondre, or actually, I
Again.
do want two Raiders, but another one. Ramondre or Christian Watson was my preference here.
I think that's the guy that I want to go
Okay.
with.
Like I
But
said,
yeah.
we're talking upside, big plays. He has 20-point, not a game, but 20-point upside every fourth week.
Yeah.
We
And
saw his crazy run of touchdowns his rookie season where he had like 8 in 5 weeks.
and if they fix his leg and he becomes somehow
Please.
consistent, that would be really cool. And all of a sudden
And
he's a very
again, injury prone is sure it's a thing, but when it's hamstrings, when it's ankle sprains that take half of a season to recover,
right.
it doesn't go into the next year.
Yeah.
And I'm concerned about it. Like, I'm not concerned about his hamstring really, as maybe his a little more than others because his was actually a chronic like muscle issue.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
But
a little
other
weird.
than that, like Christian McCaffrey, back-to-back years of an ankle sprain and then a hamstring, and it's just like, oh yeah, he's RB1 again. Yes, Jonathan Taylor is going to return to his RB1 form. I don't know if he'll return to being a 20 touchdown a game or 20 touchdown a season upside because of his quarterback, but he's talented enough to be back where he's being drafted. And Watson's kind of the same way, and that's why we're kind of viewing him, and for good reason. His ADP has actually risen by about 10 spots in the last couple
Wow.
of weeks.
Okay.
Crazy.
That
All right.
is a misclick, boys. I hope because that is early.
We're officially in the crazy range of basically just the last 3 rounds have just been wild
These three on these.
for everybody.
Oh yeah,
really.
that's true.
Like I said,
Well,
before the CJ Stroud, I was like, oh, I don't really hate anybody's draft, and then boom, no, I
this
wouldn't
guy
do that either.
did get
I knew it.
Jake.
Told you.
So
I should be a GM.
GM for fantasy drafting.
Yeah. Well, I am the commissioner.
You are.
I'm gonna get a shirt.
You should.
I need a shirt.
You've been the commissioner for like 5 years. So I don't
Yeah.
see why you don't get a shirt at this
No,
point.
I'm definitely gonna get a shirt and wear it to draft night.
I'm happy you're the commissioner because I don't have to do it.
Well, I just like things done in a structured way, and I know how to structure things. So
When it comes to this,
yeah,
for sure.
I know a thing or two. Anyways, let's see how the board's fallen. Quarterbacks, like I said, driven up. Probably too early for the 2 that we're targeting. Could go another, probably our second running back. Do you have a preference between Zach Moss, Najee Harris? We're still staying away from Swift and even Warren for good reason.
Didn't I tell you that Pittsburgh is
Pittsburgh's
playing against somebody?
Pittsburgh is playing. Let me bring that up.
That's why I have this, so we can talk about it, right? He's gone, so I'm gonna go Zach.
Oh well, all right then. That's fine with me.
Didn't have
Again,
a Cincinnati
Zach Moss,
player.
he was a RB1 caliber running back the 6 weeks that Jonathan Taylor was out last year. And who knows if he can be that guy. But again, Cincinnati is a backfield that I would advise if you need running back depth to just double stack Zach Moss and Chase Brown, because 300 plus touches from Joe Mixon every year is gone.
Yeah.
And it has to be replaced by at least one of them. And if it is both, then you get, as a tandem, your RB2 or 3 that you need.
Brock Purdy goes.
Okay.
So we'll have to be on the lookout. The 10-8 is 128, I think, right? So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Jared Goff probably won't make it that far, but there is a friend of the show one day, hopefully, that is still on the take. Up to you.
Yeah. Guy that we take a lot of shares of. Yeah, let's see what Christian Watson looks like. Hey, Garrett, out because you're going to be late to the party. That's all I'm going to say. You're going to be late to the party. You're going to miss out on that one. You're going to be on the Jaden Reed train. Oh, no.
It's the cost of things. It's not you. Didn't they go?
I can't.
Never mind. It's fine.
They went guy. Okay.
All right. So Jared Goff or probably, Brooks is fine.
I'm down
Curtis
for Brooks.
Samuels is fine. Jordan Addison's actually, this is the furthest I've seen him fall since the news, which I'm still fine being away from him, but I haven't seen him fall into the hundreds yet.
What do you think?
Sure. Yeah. We need depth at the position.
That's
since
what
we
I was thinking.
He's a kind of late season investment.
Fine.
Probably somebody that I would stay away from in redraft just because it's unknown. But eventually he should get the spike weeks. He's probably a trade deadline candidate for your friend league rather than somebody that you're going to draft as high as he's going. But again, rookies and also backup / murky situations are kind of pushed up a little bit in these style of fantasy leagues just because we don't know when the production's coming, but it's coming at some point.
Right.
And ideally, if it's later in the season, I'd rather have that than, early on.
He could also be a high fab candidate, like week 7, 8.
I don't see him going undrafted or released though. if you're releasing him, then that was either a misclick or you got a really small bench.
Or
'Cause
in our league, yeah. In our league, it could happen because we have
yeah,
one less spot. But yes, for
but I
them,
mean,
I guess that's true.
again, it's Carolina, it's gross, but we saw Dallas get run all over to end the season last year, especially Aaron Jones having not one, not two, not but 3 touchdowns.
Hmm.
And I went to the game and it was awful. And then Arizona, who wasn't great against the run last year, and then Tampa, who is kind of losing their Super Bowl defense in front of our very eyes. So really solid stretch of matchups to end the year.
Is
There's no way, right?
yeah, I don't think so.
Probably not. I mean, the team with Jameson Williams is probably targeting because they have 0 quarterbacks actually, and the sweet was it Sweet Heat? That's the
Sweet
team that
Leaf.
took Josh Allen and
He has 3.
CJ Stroud. He took a third quarterback,
There goes Goff.
Jared Goff. Gets doubled. That's perfectly fine, but I don't think they're correlated. All right. But
I
again,
was
since we
thinking
have Lamar,
about
we can
that
we
guy.
don't. It's not urgent to get a QB2 at the very moment.
That's the guy I was thinking about.
You'd rather have him over Trey Benson?
What are the bye weeks? What do we have?
So
10,
we don't
11.
have a 14 or a 11.
We have an
We
11.
just took an 11, but
Yeah, I'd probably have him over Trey Benson.
okay.
Oh, he's still there. You wouldn't? You'd be the other side of it?
I don't know, man. Because
It's
like I said,
close.
we're
It's
building
close.
for the upside, and like I see Javonte Williams starting with the role, and then I don't know how he finishes, but I see over time Trey Benson taking the role
Right.
more from James Conner. So I'm just thinking late season. But if you wanted to go Javonte, that's fine. We're probably going to get May anyways.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We could stack him. Yeah, I'm doing it.
That's fine.
I think that it's
I think if
we would have gone like a hero RB, I would have been much more comfortable going Trey Benson. But we don't have like the
yeah, we don't
weekly...
we need like at the moment production. So that's fine. Not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Let's see.
Can't talk. Probably this is going to be a 3 tight end build. Ideally, if we can get 2 quarterbacks, whoever that may be, it would be nice.
Gary, what do you mean? How many did he have? What were you referring to? Because I can't figure it out. Because I'm looking. Trey Benson goes right after us, of course.
Yeah.
And then Blake Corum, who we're completely out on.
Absolutely.
And then we've got this crazy team over here that likes sniping
I
tight
don't
ends.
fear your team at all. If you go back to the Warren, then Blake Corum. I'll say that right now.
How many touchdowns did Aaron Jones have?
Oh, yeah. It was more than 1, and then it was more than 2, and then Gary probably doesn't remember the third one.
No, no.
That's why we had to leave early, because he was too,
he was
having
enjoying
a lot of fun.
Because Gary is a Green Bay fan.
Yeah.
And that's how that game ended. Let's see. I'll tell you how many he had. Cam. He had 3.
Yeah. And 100 yards.
Yeah.
Well, we picked him in our line that week. So
no, yeah, but
I think we won a lot of money because we had stacks of Aaron Jones and Jake Ferguson, who also had 3 touchdowns.
Nick Chubb's up.
So yeah, Jake Ferguson had 3 touchdowns too.
Zeke. Cameron.
Zeke. We can't go 5 running backs this early, right?
But we have Amon-Ra, Devontae Debo.
No. If we're going another running back, I'd rather go Chase Brown because we win Zach Moss.
That's fine.
And plus, we probably had more Zeke than Chase Brown at this point, anyways.
Okay.
That's just my thoughts.
Do you want to go running back? Because I don't love the receivers.
That's fine. Chase Brown. Final answer. Lock it in.
Chase Brown. Get the stack.
I guess since we picked him in both videos, he might have to be our thumbnail next week.
Yeah, that's true.
You got to earn it at Game Time Discussions.
Yeah, you have to get drafted a lot. Brock Bowers,
Yeah.
JSN. feel like
Who
we
is it
have,
this week? Oh, Najee.
yeah,
Do you
and
want
we
Najee?
missed
No.
him by one
Oh,
pick.
yeah,
We
we did.
almost got him.
We almost did.
Almost made the
Uh,
thumbnail. He went to a team with no quarterback in the 12th round. It's always good.
all right. So, still,
Now we have 4 straight running backs, so
yeah.
I'm pretty open to go to other places.
I said we kind of had to. At this point, probably until the very end, we can hold off. I think we've done well enough to where we don't need 8 running backs.
No, I think so too. I agree.
But right here, there's a really good range of receivers coming up. Jermaine Burton, Demario Douglas, Quinn Johnston, to name a few.
If
I
it
don't see any of them taken already.
if it makes you feel better, Cincinnati plays Denver in week 17. So we have both running backs on both teams for week
And it's
17.
probably more likely that they're going to benefit from the ground than the run.
Yeah, that
Cold weather,
hopefully.
Patrick Surtain, don't test him. Just run it up the middle.
Yeah.
It'll work. Look at the Miami tape last year.
Let
Imagine week 17 make it, and then against Denver, the Raheem Mostert and HN game happens with Chase Brown and Zach Moss. Just imagine.
we'd make so much money.
Oh,
That would be so
wow.
cool.
But not as much as we would like, since we're in a cap league in this one.
Right. But
that would be
still,
fun.
I'll take the money that's in this league. I don't know. I don't even care. At that point, I'd be like, okay, it's cool. I just want to be able.
Oh, we will.
You know what I
We
mean?
will.
And Rico Dowdle goes last running back in that range, basically, though.
I mean, Kamani's on the board, but as much as we love him, like I don't think we need him at this point. We need to just ramp up the receiving room. Jared Judy is still there. Jahan Dotson's still there.
You said it. You freaking said it.
Listen, I'm sorry.
I shouldn't have showed you.
Yeah, you shouldn't have.
I'm
That's your
sorry.
fault. We still need a tight end too, as well.
Cole Kmet.
And they're probably not going to be there.
What do you want to do between these two?
Let's go with Kmet. And then, because I don't view Dotson as much higher than all the guys that we're about to fall on over.
Yeah.
And then we'll go one of them with our 13th, and then probably hope for a quarterback to fall in our 14th, and then Isaiah Likely, and then
what quarterback?
This guy, and then that guy.
Las Vegas, Detroit. No. There's Jahan. I was really hoping Judy was there. That would have been cool. Then we could have gone
Well,
Deshaun.
you shouldn't have said his name.
I didn't say
No.
his name.
Oh, okay. That was me. Whoops.
I just showed you his picture. That was enough for them to pick him over us.
I guess so. Well, I do have that effect on people if I'm just like Jerry Judy. Oh, okay, I'll pick him.
No.
They're just following our advice. We're a fantasy platform now. We have to just expect that guys are going to listen to us and then snipe us.
Yeah, they do all the time. I mean, they do it like more often than I was hoping for, actually. Aaron Rodgers.
You can have him. I hate the first team. I hate it. And they have Brock Bowers, and I still hate it.
Mike Williams. Jacoby, this is a great team if Devontae leaves.
Yeah, if Devontae got traded, he would probably rise more than any other Raider. Brock Bowers might go around early, but we would still take him twice on Tuesday, and then it is Tuesday. Would you rather have Quinn or DeMario or
Douglas?
Yeah.
He's much lower.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
We might even be able to get. Sorry. Yeah, he's in 170.
That's fine. We'll go Quinn.
Yeah, I'd go Quinn, and then we have 2 quarterbacks.
No.
Oh, okay. Makes it interesting.
Probably gonna have to target Deshaun.
It would have been great to get Jerry Judy now. Now that I think
really,
about it.
Really great.
Shit.
Might have to go three quarterbacks, maybe. And if we do, that's fine.
Oh, I went too low. Sorry. Yeah. Deshaun went next pick. Makes sense because the guy did exactly what we thought. Steiger, you can't ask a question and then raise your hand and answer it immediately after. That's not how that works.
This is a family show, sir.
No, it's not for kids.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't give a shit then.
You don't have to be 18 or older to watch our show. You just have to know that your parents might have to like you just we have to put that on there so it's like it's not for kids, but if your kids want to watch, this isn't going on like the R-rated section
Yeah,
basically. I am participating. I appreciate that. You are
you do
participating.
more than you ever know. Jermaine's starting to rise a little bit on DraftKings. I think his ADP's kind of risen in addition to the other guy that I'm not going to say because if he did fall, then we would take him.
Yeah,
Um,
please don't.
you know,
I'm not even
he
gonna
hasn't
show
been a
you.
thumbnail or anything,
He
or we haven't
hasn't,
talked to him once about him.
but he will be.
He's ugly.
If he gets to us, we will make him the thumbnail
Yeah.
for next week. That is absolutely gonna happen. We're gonna speak it into existence. Like
He hasn't been our thumbnail yet.
no,
Let me see.
I don't think
Who's
so.
been our thumbnails?
Jason,
Yep.
Brock.
Brock, Jerome, Najee. Oh yeah, that guy. That that strange guy that we don't know who we're talking about. It likely win. It's a 14-1.
That's really early. I don't
Well-
like that team already. I don't like that team anymore.
No.
I'm gonna be really mad when this team is not very nice. This is the team that I don't want it. Like the other, you're an asshole. Look at what you did with Jerry Judy. I know what you're gonna do now. It's not gonna be that team, right? Oh, it might be that team. That team has 3 running backs.
Yeah.
But they don't know who they want.
They're conflicted.
They don't know. Come on. Yeah. No. Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Who are their running back?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who their running
All
backs are.
Let's go.
Wow.
All right, we have officially found our thumbnail for next
week. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the help.
Sir Kamani falls
y'all
to
put
164.
some good juju out there. I'm sure that makes us feel awesome.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, the last couple of DraftKings live streams we've done, he's gone at like the 12, 13 round turn, and him falling past his current ADP
is
in the late 14th
insane.
round.
Have not seen that
is
in a while.
pretty crazy.
Have not seen that in a while.
It's kind of like JSN. Like we've already got a ton of you and we're fine, but like if you keep on falling, we're gonna just keep on clicking.
Right. I think.
But now we'll have to really kind of hammer the quarterback position.
Yeah.
And receiver actually.
Yes. Please tell your cat to close its ears. It cannot take this level. I will say I don't really know if like
and what's even interesting is JK win at the 12-13 turn. So like that team is stuck in May and not July.
Yeah, where did Gus go?
And they went McLaughlin. Oh, we're passing that team too.
Cool.
Oh, they took Jason.
Gus went in this one with the Quorum pick and the Jalen Warren pick. They also picked Geno.
I'm fine if you want to have
early.
Edwards early.
Geno at the 13-3.
Yeah.
That's a little early.
Like again, it's weird how no news comes out and then like players fluctuate because JK went from like being in front of Kamani to being like, and then all of a sudden now he's the 13th rounder. And I know that that's not a common thing that we've been seeing, but yes.
There's DeMario.
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna need quarterback pretty soon. We'll have to get it on the next round. That guy.
Yay. Daniel Jones. But again, we got Lamar, so it's not that big of a deal. And it might be another Justin Fields build.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be something like that.
Another idea, if we wanted to continue with the Denver route,
yeah, I was gonna say
is Troy Franklin still there, and then we get Audric and Javante. That would be interesting.
I think we can get him on the next one.
That team went 5 Is that the team that
3 had no quarterbacks prior?
So that team that had a really strong start just never.
So I'm gonna say right now, I'm gonna rule out team 1. I'm gonna rule out team 2 because I'm pretty sure they went 5 straight.
Who's team 4's quarterback?
I'm gonna rule out team 3, Pat and Kelsey, and then actually I'm not gonna rule this team out, even though they went.
No, they have 1.
Yeah, they did okay.
I'm ruling out 7 and 8.
7 and 8.
Don't even have to scroll through them.
Okay,
they
and
went
then
4 quarterbacks.
How about 8? 9. What's 9 got? Let's go to the top. Bijan fell. Oh, that was the team that we started to hate. Achan,
I don't know what they ended up doing because I was so focused on the other stupid stuff.
Jaden Reed, uh, Montgomery, and Joku were and then they went. They have no stack.
Little weak on the tight end
Then Hawk.
room, and then yeah,
Weak
I
on
mean,
the receivers. Hey,
it's an okay team, but it's not correlated at all.
This team went Will Levis at the 13th
13th
round, which is insane. Then Isaiah Likely at the 14th round, and then Johnny Smith at the 15th round. So,
Why aren't
yeah.
y'all normal? But I appreciate you not being normal.
Yeah, I think that's why we're getting random people to follow us. Who's next? Who's the next guy that's going to follow us? He's not going to be the thumbnail. Maybe I'll put a double thumbnail this time. Oh, okay. I know who it is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, then
yeah,
don't let me
yeah.
see it.
All right.
I'm gonna say his name.
Don't. Please don't. We have figured out that that does not work.
What do you mean? I definitely want Ben Sinnott.
I thought that was him. I was like, there's the W. It's not him. It's a different position.
No, it's got to be Ben Sinnott, man.
There's no way this team snipes, right?
Imagine if I called
Oh,
that. All right. So who were you thinking?
Troy Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
You already said
Yeah.
his name, but I wasn't going to
Okay.
let you say
Okay.
twice.
So if it was like Bloody Mary, like Troy Franklin.
Right,
Franklin,
yeah.
You're off my team.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Can't
Okay.
s-
So
oh,
now we're basically
Where you
Bo
going, Emery?
Nix and Fields. Is that
yeah, that was
Fine.
that doesn't matter. What I think. You said it. You did this. You did it.
Oh my god.
And oh my god. Oh,
There's no way
sorry
that
guys.
just
I did
happened.
not mean to yell at y'all, but
There's no way that just happened.
say some names we don't want.
I was like, we could go Knicks and Fields. Knicks, Fields. 2 rounds early. That's crazy. I
we
wish
m-
y'all were watching.
We might have to go Danny Dime sack.
That was. I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. Like Fields has not been going this far anymore, and then Knicks hasn't been going that high either. Wow.
And I think we're gonna have to get a quarterback. There's Vince in it. Thanks for saying his name earlier.
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh
Darius
man.
Slayton. We're gonna have to go with. I don't know.
Play
who
Chico
we're-
Conco at
Oh,
quarterback.
we can't even go freaking.
This is crazy.
We're gonna have to go with 3. Which 2?
Or 4.
Which
maybe.
one do you want?
Um,
What's our bye week? 14.
will Darnold be starting week 14?
I hope so.
Gardner Minshew, because we took Adams, and I don't know if he'll be starting week 14.
And I also don't know if Adams is gonna be there.
True. This went crazy.
Don't bahaha me.
He's doing that to me.
That was ridiculous.
Dude, happening back to back like that. Those are 2 of the most random like back to back picks that didn't have to go our way.
Say another random name for real.
I got to think of it.
Rondale Moore. Oh no, that was.
I actually was thinking Khalil Herbert, but he went earlier.
already went.
That's why I didn't say his name. So his teammate went, and I would have said Roshan.
Pain. So much pain. Well, back to our regular schedule program.
You got to pivot, man.
Yeah, with the stash, baby. I love his draft video is the greatest video of all time. Like I will forever be a fan.
Okay, so we still need to hammer some receiver. At this point, we're probably good on 3 tight ends because we did get a solid backup.
Yeah, 2 tight ends.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said 3. Apologies.
To not go 3 because I wouldn't likely as
Aiden
as
O'Connell.
a handcuff.
We might be able to get
Elijah Moore.
Sam Darnold. Might have to. Marvin Mims did Denver. Doesn't matter. We don't have the quarterback.
C8.
Stop talking. What do? I don't know what to do now. Jalen?
Yeah.
Oh, pain
God
in my
bless
life.
America, man.
Who's listening? And how are they so fast? We need running back. Oh, so sad.
Well,
okay,
we're gonna have to go the
Yeah, I understood. The handcuff.
Yes, I can't even say handcuff probably because it's gonna not work out in our favor.
Well, hopefully the guys that are watching us don't know who we're talking about.
I hope whoever is sniping us.
It already
is
happened.
Liking,
He's already
and
gone.
Subscribing. Who? Esme? Oh, yeah. This.
I love being Like, it's not even that I'm getting sniped. Like, it's just
It's like y'all are,
randomness. It's
yeah.
such randomness. Like, I think that guy's gonna fall to the 20th round. He's gonna go in the 18th. Oh my gosh. Bo Nix should have been in the 19th round. We should be picking Bo Nix next. That's what should be happening.
Trey
Right
Sermon.
now. Only back-to-back tight ends. Jawan Jennings. I don't know. Let's go see. Don't even know.
Keaton Mitchell well on the pup list. He's the guy that tore his ACL late in the season. Basically, who's going to be Derrick Henry's backup? Could be Justice Hill. Could be him.
Don't
Either way,
say names like that. No.
I'm just reporting.
I wanted Justice Hill. He's gonna be gone.
No, he's not.
That would be crazy. I think we need to go Sam Darnold here.
Sam Darnold.
That's the
Do you
only
think we
way.
need we can just rely on?
The stash.
I don't think that Sam Darnold's gonna be starting week 14.
That's
So
fine.
I think we should just go to QBs and be fine.
And go Jalen Hyatt here, and then get a running back to end it.
What running back's gonna be available?
There aren't any right now, so I can at least make the case for him.
There's one name, and I'm
Gonna okay. That's what
AJ Dillon.
You take him.
Yeah.
Tank Bigsby.
Will Shipley.
We have 9
Saquon's
receivers
nothing.
now. And
9 receivers?
9.
Okay. Well, we probably needed that because we really fell off. We didn't follow our own rule of
Oh no, we have
receivers and
we have an early grouping of receivers. It's pretty good.
yeah. I mean, yeah, we went trio early, but typically we want like 5 in the first 10 rounds, and we really went our 5th one late.
Yeah, it was Quentin. Quentin's our 5th receiver. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. And then we'll just have to go.
Well, at least the team
leftover
11
running back
stacked Darnold and McCarthy, even though
solid.
I don't know if they stacked Minnesota at all.
They went Richardson. No,
they have no Minnesota.
No Minnesota.
But, wait, that's their backup?
Yeah, that's their backup. Okay. Backups. That's their backups.
Well, if we want it, no, we can't even do that. Never mind.
What week is the Colts by?
It is week 14.
That's right. Marvin Mims. He fell. He was the only guy that fell unrandomly. Tolbert, even Tolbert went in the 18th round. If we were like in a Dallas stack, like Tolbert's in the 18th
Kendrick
round.
Bourne is like, I'm done with my gambling suspension, and just all of a sudden I'm an 18th rounder.
Yeah, how long is he supposed to be? No news. Cool.
Well, they dropped the charges, but regardless, that doesn't matter. Suspensions, but he was suspended the whole last year. And
right.
I'm thinking of Keyshawn Butte. I'm sorry.
That's why I was
They're both KB.
That's why I was like, that's what happened. Okay, I was like, I was trying to figure out, and I was trying to like go with it and like think like, did that happen? But Keyshawn, actually, I liked what's his name? Butte. Butte. Yeah.
He was one that had a down year, and he came out anyway.
Yeah.
And he fell to the 6th round, and then now they've drafted 2 receivers this year, and Demario Douglas broke out. So I don't know if he'll ever become anything.
His college, when he was like the year before, he was bad. When he was in college, he was like lights out and was just.
And he was starting over Brian Thomas.
Right. He was like a Walmart Tavon Austin, and then just fell off the next year. And
I remember him complaining about the week 1. I think it was Florida State game.
Thank God. Look at this.
Okay, cool.
Zamet went right before Justice. We'll take that. Yeah, the Florida State game.
Yeah, he was complaining during that comeback, and because I remember doing a college football prop over unders, and he was the only under that didn't hit. I mean, the only over that did not hit.
Right.
And it was because he just didn't play well, and they also just didn't throw him the ball. That was the year before Jaden Daniels' breakout season.
Yeah.
But again, he had Brian Thomas with limited playing time. So, like, he was talented. He just down year, and he came out anyway. Like, that's usually when you're at a deep position like receiver, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, he came out and was like a 5th, 6th rounder.
6th rounder.
Yeah, it was late. And he was probably, preseason, he was like a 2nd rounder projected. Butte. Yeah, I remember because we have a friend that goes to LSU, and we talked about him a little bit. So looks like we're gonna hopefully end this out pretty quickly
Who's
here,
the next
guys.
breakout LSU receiver?
Next, there's a guy there now. Oh, what's his name? Oh, shoot, there's a guy that's actually pretty good.
Dylan, if you're here, tell
Yeah,
us.
Dylan, help me out.
Try to beat our Google. It is.
What's his name? He's good. He's really good, and I've played with him already on NCAA.
Chris Hilton, Kyron Lacey, and Aaron Anderson.
Lacey. Lacey's pretty good.
Kyron
Lacey was
Lacey?
last
He's a
year's.
senior transfer.
Yeah, he was. Well, yeah, he transferred later.
And then
Let's see.
they don't really have. I guess Kylan Billiot and Kyle Parker are the only. Aaron Anderson, I don't know if he was a transfer, so I'm assuming he's not a 5-star up and comer like a Malik Neighbors was.
Right. No. Yeah, he was like top 5. Yeah, 2 of the top 5.
And then Garrett Nussmeyer, I know there's positive.
Played more than one game, but when he did, and that's kind of why he didn't play. But yeah, Lacey's the guy that's pretty good at football.
Okay.
And then if you look at our draft, because
yeah, we're talking.
Yeah, we had we kind of went heavy. Barn and Mark Andrews, Kenneth Walker, a guy that we want to get more of, and he actually fell a little bit, I think. And then Christian Watson, a guy that has risen, but if you're a believer in Green Bay, that's a guy that you should get a little bit of. Zach Moss, stacked him with Chase Brown a little bit later. Jonathan Brooks, upside late in the year. Javonte Williams, upside early in the year. Cole Kmet as our backup tight end. Quentin Johnston, recent our first round pick. Come on, all our favorite player will be our thumbnail. Demario Douglas runs awesome routes, guys. Troy Franklin, there with Bo Nix from Oregon. Gardner Minshew, our backup quarterback, because everybody wanted to snipe us. Jalen McMillan, Jalen Hyatt, and Justice Hill. Well, actually, that was not
that
terrible.
was interesting. 0RB. If we knew that, Fidal was going to fall into the 160s, we probably would have had one less of the 4 straight running back. I was looking at the receiver as you were saying the teams. It's like I don't know who would have picked over as an alternate.
Right.
Yeah. You look at the 10th round and we went to Javonte, and it's like, well, we could have had Trey Benson, but that's the running back. But Jacoby Myers, okay, we already had a Vegas,
right?
And then Mike Williams, we're taking 0 shares of. Tyler Lockett, no. Mitchell, no. Wicks, no.
Yeah.
Could have taken it as an alternative. And quarterback, we would have had an unstacked list. Trevor Lawrence, probably.
Well, I was trying to get that Jerry Jeudy, Deshaun Watson that we missed by 1, but if that would have happened, that would have made me a lot more comfortable. Right. And then Kamani, and then we could have filled out our team, and it would have been real comfy.
That probably would have made it turn into an A draft.
Yeah, I think this is a B+ though.
B+.
I'm good with B+ all day long though.
Don't do many 9 receiver builds.
Right.
But that was just kind of how the board felt, because there was just so much chaos in the backgrounds.
Yeah. But thanks everybody for being here and hanging out with us. Looks like we still have a few people here with us. If you have not liked the video, please go like the video. I always forget to say that, and then at the end I'm like, dang it, I should have said that like mid video. But we appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. We're gonna do this every week until the season starts, so we'll be here. Normally we do Wednesdays. Today we did Tuesday, but Cam will get to enjoy the beach. So
yeah, absolutely. We appreciate you guys hanging out. Can't thank you enough for the support y'all showed so far. We'll be keeping on doing these every single week. We'll be coming out with more rankings videos, predictions, all that fun stuff that we could do. Trying to go viral, trying to grow this community and all that good stuff. And you guys being here is a huge part of it. So we will see y'all next time.
Yep. See y'all around, and we appreciate it. I think that was all right.